So now you have the second oral communication of the day. So Henrique Alves Vieira will talk about periodical orbits and waveforms with spontaneous Lorentz symmetry breaking in Kalmo-Hammond gravities. Thank you, Henrique.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Rafael. Good afternoon, everyone. Um, I'm sorry about this colors because I use night light at 7%. I didn't know will be that way here. Okay. This is the summary of my presentation. Okay. Uh, let's start in the introduction. Sorry. What we did in this work, we studied periodical orbits and waveforms, as the title suggests. Okay, for this metric one, it was first proposed in the reference one. Okay, it's a Schwarzschild-like uh, solution. This L parameter is the parameter that will give the solution this symmetry breaking that that the authors were interested in, and the mass capital M, of course, né, is the mass of the black hole. This work is an extension of two other works that we did in the past. One that we focus on gravitational lenses for this solution, and another that with geodesics. In these previous works, we restrict this parameter L with this range minus 0.185 to 0.06. Okay, this is very bigger than the one proposed initially in the reference one, but there they used cosmological masses, and where we did this for Sagittarius A star. So it's a black hole. The mass is less than, because that we find a different value. Uh, Now, let's talk about marginally bound orbits and the innermost circular orbits. It's very common in the literature. Of course, we need to start by defining the effective potential for this solution. The effective potential is again very similar to the Schwarzschild potential. We see that if we take L equal to 0, we obtain the Schwarzschild potential. In this equation, L is the angular momentum with units of m. We are using geometrized units. I think it's a common sense again that stability of orbits is determined by the second derivative of this potential. Okay, if it's positive, the orbit is stable, and if it's negative, the orbit is unstable. We will use this. Okay, for marginally bound orbits, MEBO, né, we are using here. We find that the conditions for achieve these odds uh, by the equation for okay, the effective potential must be this. Its first derivative must be equal to 0. Uh, what is this orbit? Is when it's an unstable orbit. Is that one with the particle we are working with particles, not with lights, falls freely into the black hole, né? Uh, and with these conditions in equation 4, we find the radius r and bo and angular momentum given by equation 5. Again, these results we can obtain Schwarzschild behavior if we put L equal to 0. For the ISCO innermost stable circular orbits, as the name suggests, this is now is a stable orbit. We need these conditions in equation 6. If we apply to the metric 1, we find the results in equation 7, the radius, the angular momentum, and the energy. All of them, if we put L equal to 0, we obtain Schwarzschild results. Here is the analysis that we did. We see that in the dashed lines are the Schwarzschild values. We see that, as we see in the equations, that for L equal to 0, we have all of them with the same value, but we see that for different values of L, ranging from that one we find in the previous work, the L plays an important role. For example, here, there are very different in the values compared to the Schwarzschild case. This is the R isco, and R isco for Schwarzschild, for example. Okay. Now we focus on periodic orbits. We studied a particular case of periodic orbits that are between the ISCO and MBO. Okay. We use a taxonomy based on an article that defines the orbits with three numbers, three integer, ZWV, okay, and they are related with rational number key that depends on Schwarzschild case on the energy and the angular momentum, capital E and L. But for our solution, it also depends on the parameter L by the equations 12 and 13. And what we find, well, in the original paper, we did 18 figures like this, but here I will show you only 6 for each case. In this case, we are fixing the energy and valuing the angular momentum. And these numbers is ZWV. You can see that the shapes of the orbs vary according to these numbers. And of course, it also depends on the parameter of the Lorentz math breaking. Here we are taking a negative value, and we are taking the same. I'm showing you the same integer, the same energy, angular momentum, but now I'm taking a different value of L. Fixed angular. Opa, eu acho que eu coloquei. Sorry. Yeah, I passed 2 times. Sorry. Here it's the same energy. Same energy again. The shape of the orbits vary with the choice of L, of course. Now for fixed angular momentum, 3.7, we we obtain these 3 shapes. Of course, we obtain a lot of shapes of orbits, but here I show you only 3. Oh, I think, sorry, think it's passing 2 times. Yes. Okay. Aqui, here, for the negative values of L and for positive values of L. The shape of the orbs vary a lot, mostly in this 30 figure here. Okay. What we also did, we tried to extend our work for a little toy model involving gravitational waves. We will use these methods, CLUD, I will show you the reference in the end. Uh, Equations 14 and 15 are the polarizations H plus and Hx. Beta here is like a center of mass. Capital M is the mass of the black hole. M is the mass of S star. We are using here the mass of Sagittarius A star. It's a well-known supermassive black hole in the center of our galaxy. And we use a star with 4 solar mass. This is the estimative distance, okay, from various collaborations, inclination and latitude. We will use this and obtain these polarizations. We see, I don't know if you are seeing well, but the blue line if is for L equal to 0. So it's Schwarzschild. And I don't know if you can see very well, but it's orange and yellow colors for minus values and for negative values, sorry, and for positive values, okay? And we see that the amplitude is bigger when the stellar corpse, the stellar corpse is close to the orbit of the stellar, is close to the black hole, like in this region. We see also that the value of the L influence in the shape of the gravitational wave, because we can see very clear that it's different from the Schwarzschild behavior. Okay, here I don't know if you can see, but here is H plus, here is Hx. We also see that the scale, well, of course, was expected because, for example, in the LIGO observation, they are studying merging of 2 supermassive black holes. Here is a toy model with 1 black hole and one star, for example, with solar mass, approximately 4 solar mass. So, conclusion, our findings reveal that this Lorentz math breaking parameter increased from this interval, and it changed the angular momentum, decreasing then and increasing the energy at ISCO. We find that the structure of these periodic orbitals are the same. We can find the same structures in the Schwarzschild case, but of course, in the Schwarzschild case, the Q, the Hartree number, will be depends only on energy and angular momentum. But here, it depends on also in L. So the amount of energy and momentum will be different from Schwarzschild, but the shape of the periodic orbits can be equal. We also find that the symmetric breaking parameter plays a crucial role in altering the phase emitted by the waves, as we see with for edge negative, we observe an increasing in periods of periodic orbits, consistent with the increasing in angular moments compared to the edge positive. The modifications induced in the gravitational wave polarization H plus and Hx by the parameter edge are substantial, as I showed to you. And this, we find that this is a promising avenue for distinguish the Kalbi-Hammond black holes from Schwarzschild counterparts. This is, well, it's very small. This is the first page of our work. As I said in the beginning, I think I said it was done in collaboration with some of my colleagues, my advisor, Manuel Eleutério, Edinaldo, Tarcísio, está bem ali? Is here, sorry. And some other collaborators. here they have the reference, not all of course in the article, but that one I mentioned here. And thank you again for your attention. Thank you uh, of the organization for this opportunity to share and talk about my work.
Thank you, Henrique. Any questions?
Can you go back to the figure of the geodesics?
Of course. Which one? Anyone?
Yeah, it can be either. I was just curious about this first case because it seems very asymmetric, right? Because your black hole is in the center of this figure.
Yes, yes. Thank you for the question. I forgot to mention, but the black hole is considered in the 0, 0, in the center of the plane. So it's a star, S star orbiting a black hole, and we can change the shape of the orbs with the choice of these three numbers. We have 18 figures for each case. For example, fixing energy. Yes, yes, here. 0, 0. I think because of the, like, here. 0, 0, here. 0, 0.
Because I mean, in the other cases and for the Schwarzschild case, you expect it to be symmetric, right? But for this first case, it's asymmetric. So why is that? Because it seems like you are defining a preferred direction, right? But
Well, of course, for the time, because of the time, I do not put all of the calculations here, but well, I don't think it's well, it's very because in general relativity, I think we can have like various types of strange orbs, not only like the sun, uh, Earth orbs in the sun, a perfect eclipse or something like that. Um,
Why it has to be this direction instead of that direction or other?
well, I think it's because of the choice of these numbers. They are depends on our choice. The orbs very much like. Can I show you in the article here?
sure.
Like, it's it has tremendous differences. We have all these type of shapes, and I chose to put only the diagonal figures.
Can you go to the metric?
Yes, yes. Opa, não é aqui. Eita. To the metric.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Here is the some calculations. And eu acho que eu esqueci de colocar aquele gráfico.
Good.
Sim, sim. Bom, aqui é a métrica. Here's the metric one. I show you. And here. Cadê? Cadê? Ué, cadê? This. Well, sorry. Just-
Yeah, because the angular part of the metric doesn't depend on this parameter. So
Well,
It's really weird.
it's wrong right here, okay. Pera aí, cadê? Ah, tá aqui. We are considering a spherical symmetry metric, equation 5. Of course,
But I think your metric was the one, I think was the first equation.
yeah, yes, it was the first equation, but for some calculations here for the effect potential, in general, okay, we have starts like in equation 5. The metric equation 1 is in the introduction, just to talk about the other two works that we done. But yeah, the metric is 1.
Okay. Thanks.
So, any further questions? We have time for one more.
Thank you very much thank you for your talk. I was just curious about the following. So in this Kalb-Ramon gravity, is this the only spherically symmetric solution?
Yes.
So there is a proof of that.
Oi?
There is
Sorry?
there is a proof of that.
Yes, that is exactly solution of the Einstein equations. Yes.
Right. But my question is it the unique spherically symmetric solution?
Yes.
There is a proof of that.
Yes. Yes. In the
I don't doubt it is a solution. I'm asking if it is the only one. The only spherically symmetric solution.
for the Kalb-Ramon
That's
tensor.
right. Because for Schwarzschild, for GR, we have Schwarzschild is the only solution, right? But
Yeah,
this is not generically
I think that
the case in other theories
I
of
think there are other solutions called with the Kalb-Ramon tensor. That it's a problem that we had using Kalb-Ramon with the name, because I think it was 2004 that was another Kalb-Weyman, another solution with the Kalb-Weyman field. Yeah, and I'm not sure to answer that it's unique because of that, but it's a solution of the Einstein equations.
Okay, now I understand. Because if one wants to compare with data and extract conclusions about the theory, one needs to have a certainty that this would be the only spherically symmetric solution. Of course, I mean, there could be rotation and so on and so forth. But even in the spherically symmetric sector, sometimes it's non-unique. And therefore, comparing with data can be more challenging because of this. Okay.
Thank you.
So, let's thank Henrique again.